Let's welcome in our first guest on the show, Pritesh Mehta, Head of Technical Research at India Infoline Limited. Pritesh, good afternoon. What's the sense you get on Nifty? It's been a long while. A lot of levels have have changed. Above the 8,700 mark, convinced that this month will also be good?
Good afternoon. It finally was. We have been stuck in a range for last 1 month. 8540, 8550 on the downside, and 8700, 8730 on the upside. Now this is the fourth attempt by the index to break above this wall of China of around 8720, 8730 levels. I think fourth time would be the lucky charm for the index. And if you also look at the last on Monday's low, we had a low of 8544. From that point onwards, we rallied by almost 200 points. So having said that, I think there is more steam on the upside. Also, interesting thing which we observed that if you look at this month's high and low, the range of the month of August, it is just 210 points. Generally, if you look at the average range of a particular month, it tends to be between 350 and 500 points. So there is a lot more catching up to do for the index. In the month of September, we are going to see more upside in the index.
Right. If say we go across another 10 odd points, we would be at a new 52-week high. What is the significance of that?
Now, see, in the past, we have seen that market becomes a bit nervous around 8720, 8730 levels. In fact, in last couple of weeks, we have seen multiple tops around 8728, 8723. But this time around, the story is different. We have seen Bank Nifty leading from the front. Ever since it broke out about 19,000 levels, we have not seen it retesting those levels. Auto space is participating. Cement space had made a strong comeback. So there is leadership sectors are taking the markets forward. This is a good thing to observe in this market. So I'm bullish on this market, and the next top for the market would be around 8860 levels, which as per GAN appears to be the next hurdle.
Right. I think we are at a new 52-week high. We'll just pull up the Nifty. So Nifty is at a new 52-week high. Let's just pull up the Nifty. Yeah, 8728 was the earlier new high. So right now we are at the new high. Nifty is trading at a new 52-week high. It's the best that we've seen in the last 1 year, looking in pretty strong. Let's just look at some of the new high that we have created for the large cap space as well. So if I just look at some of the names in terms of the large cap space and really what's happening in. So you get a lot of these cement names which come in at a new high. You get a lot of these names like Bosch, which are probably in and around the new high. Grasim, ACC, BAJAJ, Auto, all of them are trading pretty well. Pritesh, just Nifty Bank or Bank Nifty, what will be your view over there now that we are at a new high?
Now see, 19,000 was a breakout, as I mentioned earlier. Now, if 19,500 is sustained in Wednesday's trade, we are closing in on 20,000 levels, which appears to be the minimum target for this index. See, in 2 weeks, 2 weeks back, this index broke out from a shackle. It was struggling on 19,000 levels on several occasions. It made a peak of 8,900. It again reversed back, but this summer story is different. We are talking about the index heavyweights, SBI, HDFC Bank. These are the counters which are the leaders from the banking space. They are leading from the front. So this is what I like to see. Leadership sectors, leadership stocks. They are also contributing. That's the important thing which we observed Bank Nifty. So yes, 20,000 is the next target for Bank Nifty. Also, Pankaj, one thing you mentioned was about cement space in action. We have also done a seasonality analysis on the cement space, and in the month of September, if you look at the historical data of last 10 years, on 9 or 8 occasions, all these cement counters tend to provide positive returns. And we will be starting the month on Wednesday, and I'm expecting the stocks like Ambuja, Ambuja, ACC, and even Ultitled Cement to do well. In fact, I'm expecting at least 5 to 7% rally in these counters.
Right. Let's talk about some names. You mentioned about the cement names earlier. What's your view on, say, Ambuja? It's already up 5% today.
And there is more to come. Now see, this is a classic case of rapid encounter. We are talking about rally from the month of May to month of July. The stock had witnessed a strong upmove from 210 to 270 levels. Thereafter, it went into a period of consolidation. Now, this consolidation period has lasted for several weeks. Now again, it's a typical printing counter which tends to provide a consolidation and a sharp up move. Now, a consolidation always leads to upside breakout. This is exactly what we have witnessed in Ambuja. And once 280 is taken out and sustained, then we can see a rally towards 305.
Right. In terms of Ambuja Cement, would you be wanting to buy now, or would you want to wait for it to see a little bit of correction?
Definitely the right time to buy. As I mentioned earlier, in the month of September tends to provide strong returns to all the cement space, all the cement counters. Ambuja is, if you look at the entire cement structure, the entire cement stocks, Ambuja looks the best bet. After Ambuja, ACC comes next, and also JK Lakshmi Cement. It looks interesting. So I think we need to buy this counter.
Right. How would you look at Grasim? It's generally not a very frequently traded counter, but how would you look at Grasim?
After all the chaos and all the down move the stock has witnessed, right now it is trying to create a base. So I would be looking to buy this counter once it is able to sustain above 4900 levels, and above that only I would believe that some interest would come in. But right now it is just providing some sort of dead cat bounce, because after sharp down moves the stock was consolidating in narrow range. But I think it needs to create a base first.
Right. As far as, from the pack, something like Ultratech is concerned, pure play cement, similar to Ambuja, looking in strong?
Definitely. See, since the month of June, the stock is moving high gradually in support of rising trend line. On several occasions, it came down, took support of this trend line, and again turned higher. So I think same structure is in place in most of the cement counters. Ultratech is certainly one of them, and I'm expecting at least 5% of this counter as well.
Right. How would you look at Bajaj Auto and maybe a Hero? Let's start with Bajaj first. 3% move today, and Maruti as well, 3% higher.
See, Bajaj Auto is a classic case of triangle breakout. We had this kind of triangle breakout in Nifty, I think just a couple of years back, and similar structure is seen in Bajaj Auto. There was a retest just a couple of weeks back, and again it resumed its uptrend. So I think there is more to come. We are expecting a rally towards 3250 in this counter.
Right. As far as IT is concerned, it's trying to make a comeback today. So a Tech Mahindra, probably something like a HCL Tech, a INFOSYS. How would you look at them? Have they made a bottom, or just stay away and buy go with the winners like cement as we spoke earlier?
Now see, we spoke about seasonality analysis. We talked about how the month of September turns out to be extremely important for the cement space. Similarly, IT space tends to do well in the month of September. If you look at the seasonality of this counter, INFOSYS, they tend to provide positive returns on 5 occasions out of 8 occasions. So I think IT in particular, INFOSYS looks better bet in the IT space. INFOSYS in fact has taken support 35 monthly moving average, and I believe 1009, which was a low couple of days back, and that turns out to be a critical support for this counter. As long as this is kept intact, I think there is a possibility of at least 7 to 8% move in this counter. 1140, 1130 is the target which I am eyeing on.
Right. Hindalco, what will be your view at 162?
Hindalco?
Yeah.
Pankaj?
Yeah, Hindalco, 162.
You're talking about Hindalco?
Yeah, Hindalco Limited.
Yes, now see, if you look at the Nifty consumption index, and if you take the ratio of the consumption index with the Nifty index, on monthly basis this index has given the ratio chart has given a breakout. So I'm expecting stocks like VEDL, Hindalco should do well, and Hindalco definitely with a stop of 156 it could be bought. I'm expecting a move towards 175 at least.
Right. As far as some other metal names are concerned, so maybe a Vedanta, how would you look at it?
Yes, Vedanta is a strong buy. It was in a range bound consolidation at the top of its rally. It generally mean that it will, since it's uptrending out, it will break on the upside. But thereafter, we had a dip. It went back to the levels of 169, and from that point on, we have seen a strong comeback. I'm expecting this rally to continue. We can see the stock heading above 184 at least in the near term.
Right. So how should you go ahead with Vedanta? Again, no point of waiting. Just have strict stops and go and take the position.
See, market doesn't wait for anything or anyone. I think when the charts are screaming buy, then I think you need to go and buy it.
Right. Something like a AB Nuvo, is it absolutely similar to Grasim because now they'll trade in a ratio or the range that the management has provided for merger?
Again, yeah, there are plenty of things taking place excellent in this counter. So charts are a bit disruptive right now, but I would I would treat this pullback a bounce as a dead cat bounce, nothing much into it. But again, I would be looking levels of 1450, 1460. Once the stock starts thinning all the same, then I think I would think of buying.
Right. Any view on DLF? Numbers were not that great, but still the stock is around 162. After a fall in the morning, it had a immediate reversal.
Again. Now see, from last 2 months, the stock is moving in a range of 150 and 167, 168. Nothing much has changed, despite that dip which it had in the morning. Nothing much has changed. I believe this is strong. This stock is trying to make up for the lost time it had a few years back. So I think around 159, 160. It could turn out to be a intermediate bottom for this counter, and we can see a rally towards 170. That's a short-term trading view. But if someone is willing to hold on the positions for a bit longer time frame, then 154 turns out to be an important support.
And keeping 154 as the support, what should be the target?
Around 177.
No, I was talking about the longer term target, as you were saying, if somebody is convinced and want to stay with DLF.
Okay, talking about 154 the stop loss. Now in that case, I think now see, first of all, we need to understand the structure of this counter. It has given a classic breakout from a downward sloping trend line. I'm talking about trend line breakout on monthly charts, and the up move could be above 195, 200 easily.
Right. Any view on EXIDE Industries? 183. I think it's been a while since we had this name at 182, 183.
Now see, we have to go back in time on 14th July. This counter made a high of 184, 185, and thereafter it went through a sideways correction, sideways consolidation. Now that's the beauty of this counter. After a sharp pump, it went through correction, and now again it's showing signs of breaking on the upside. In fact, in today's session, in our morning note, we came out with a buy recommendation on this counter. We are expecting a rally towards 205, 210. Certainly, this one counter looks interesting at this point of time because a 14 to 50% upside is possible.
Right. Pritesh, thank you so much for joining us and explaining us what do you make about the markets as well as various stocks. Very, very bullish, and most of the names that we spoke about were on the positive side.